In our previous lesson, we studied about the functions of accounting. And we said the basic functions of accounting are: 1, collecting and recording relevant economic data about an entity; 2, analyzing, classifying, and summarizing the data; and 3, communicating the information to interested parties for decision making. In this lesson, we will study about the purpose of accounting. Our objective for this lesson is that by the end of this lesson, you'll be able to state at least 4 purposes of accounting. 1, we'll start the lesson by looking at one of the purposes of accounting is to collect and record economic information about an entity and report its resources and performance to interested parties. So we say one of the purposes of accounting is to collect and record economic information. So we collect the economic information from the source documents. About the entity, and we report its resources. The resources of the entity are its assets. That's the economic resources it owns and controls. And performance to interested parties. So the performance of the entity, whether the entity is earning profit or is incurring a loss. Another purpose of accounting is to satisfy legal and regulatory requirements. Partnerships, for example, are by law compelled to keep proper books of accounts. In that case, in order to satisfy the legal requirement, all partnership firms in Ghana are by law required to maintain proper books of accounts. Companies are also by law required to keep proper books of accounts. And even public companies are by law required to publish their financial statements for perusal by the public. So some of the organizations prepare financial statements in order to satisfy legal and regulatory requirements. 3, to measure the financial activities of an entity, to find out whether the entity is progressing, that is, whether the entity is earning profits. Retrogressing, that is, whether the entity is incurring losses. Or stable in performance. That is, when you compare their performance in the last year to their performance in this year, the performance is what? Is the same. They have not progressed, they have not retrogressed. 4, to provide the needed information for informed decisions to ensure that scarce resources are used efficiently. Our wants are unlimited. That is, the things that we need in life don't have a limit. They are unlimited. But our resources or the means to achieve them are limited. So our resources, that is the means, are limited. So if our resources or our means are limited, but our wants are unlimited, it implies that we will not be able to achieve all our wants. So accounting provides us with information which enables us to use our scarce resources efficiently. 5, another purpose of accounting is to give the information regarding the entity's ability to meet its liabilities in the short run, that is liquidity position, and also in the long run, that is solvency position, as and when they fall due. Liquidity is the ability of the entity to settle its debts in the short run. That is the ability of the entity to pay its current liabilities as they fall due. And solvency is the ability of the entity to settle its long-term debt. In this lesson, we studied about the purpose of accounting. And we said one of the purposes of accounting is to collect and record economic information about the entity and reports on its performance and resources to interested parties. We also said another purpose is to satisfy legal and regulatory requirements. In our next lesson, we will study qualitative characteristics of accounting information. Let me see you in the next lesson.